Good morning, Steam Nation. Captain Bob here. Today I want to talk about gas. Gear acquisition syndrome. Maybe you've had it before. When you're in the business of creating films, videos, and all those things, you often get into gear acquisition syndrome. So I've been going through that this spring, and one of the things I wanted to talk today about is some new products that I'm playing around with. Now, you've heard me talk in the past perhaps about the Tascam DR10L. And it's just a little box about this size, comes with a lav mic, and we use them in weddings and interviews and things of that nature to record audio. Now, the difference with this has always been that it's not a wireless system. It just records straight to the device. Has a little micro SD card, AAA battery that you can use. Get about 8 hours of record time with the battery, plenty of time on the card depending upon the size of the card you have. What I like about these is that most of the time we don't have the ability to monitor audio while we're capturing it. So for instance, at a wedding, we could monitor the audio, but once the service starts, if there's interference with a wireless system, you're never going to run up to the front, stop the wedding, and change the channel, or adjustments to the microphone are just not going to happen once the wedding kicks off, right? In an interview situation, it's a little bit different, but still I've been pretty pleased with these from the perspective of using them as a lavalier to record and capture things. You can stick them on the party, clip it inside a jacket, pocket, belt, whatever you want to do. It does come with a little clip. Start it recording and just let it run. Capture all that audio, sync it up later in post. But I've got a few of these and they're working great, so I wanted to experiment with another idea, and one of them is this unit that is called the Tascam DR10X. So it's just like the DR10L that we use for lavaliers, except that it has XLR input. Now, this was originally created for journalism and to go into the end of an XLR out on a microphone. So for instance, you may have seen some people using these in YouTube or places like that where they have this thing on the end of the microphone. They start it recording. They can go around and do interviews and not have to worry again about a wireless receiver or anything like that. I wanted to use this for a little different purpose, though, in that as opposed to having a Zoom H6 or H5 or H4 recorder, digital recorder, I can use this as a digital recorder. So what are the advantages of this? Well, obviously size. Just like the DR10L uses a AAA battery and an SD card, it's got a good run time. You can fire it up, let it run for 8 hours or whatever. You can purchase one of these, which is an XLR to 1/4-inch adapter. So if you don't have XLR inputs, place this on there. You've got 1/4-inch in, 1/4-inch out. You can also buy all kinds of adaptive cables. So if it's RCA style plugs to 1/4-inch, you can convert. You can take this then and you can plug in directly to a DJ's board, for example. You can plug into the line out of a powered speaker. So most DJs or reception halls or events have XLR out of the board, but the problem is if the DJ accidentally turns off your output, you won't necessarily know. So oftentimes what the go-to most preferred method I use is out of the back of every DJ's microphone system. They usually use wireless mics that they hand to the bridesmaids or to the groomsmen for speeches. The receiver that most DJs have has a 1/4-inch right out of the receiver. You can plug into that, plug into this to the recorder, and you can pick up that audio right out of their wireless receiver very easily and cleanly before it goes into their mixer board. Kind of takes a little bit of the risk out from the perspective of them accidentally turning it off. Back up to that is almost every speaker that DJs use have powered speakers that are set up that has an XLR out of their speaker. Just have a cable XLR out of that into this XLR, start it recording. So whatever's going through the speakers, which will almost always be functioning, or the DJ is going to be checking that out, right into the recorder, get some good audio there. Of course, we use on camera for backups, and sometimes we'll even take this lavalier setup and drape it over a speaker just to pick up backup audio. The advantages of these devices are that they auto level. They also have the ability to do a secondary backup track. So if something's peaking out, this will dual record at the same time a second track that has -6 or -12. You get to decide. I usually choose -6 of a second track at a lower level so that you have an emergency backup audio in case something starts peaking out on you. But the auto leveling on this works really, really well. This is pretty affordable. You can get this for under $100, about $80 to $90 usually. And it's a really great solution to play around with. So if you're considering recording or capturing audio that's involved in any kind of an event that's going to have a DJ, a mixer board, or anything like that, you might consider the Tascam DR10X. Hope this is helpful. See you again soon.